Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 5th, which puts us 90 days out from January 3rd. January 3rd. I believe Dr. Westcott is in Portsmouth. We're communicating right now, if you can believe that. Yeah. He's in Portsmouth. He's here because he's doing his class. We'll talk about that in a second. We've got a full morning of contracts. Ignite has wrapped up, obviously. So your next logical step, if you are now an Ignite graduate, and even if you're not an Ignite graduate, your next logical step for your educational growth is to go to the next 2 Fridays of Bold bonus sessions, and then the sponsored, read the tea leaves, free. But we don't want, like, free makes it sound like it might not be worth it. The sponsored day of training, a full day of training for Bold, and that's taking place in Greater Portland at the Italian Heritage Center, and that is next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. Next Thursday, that takes place in Greater Portland at the Italian Heritage Center. We'll talk more about all that, and we'll talk about the fact that we've gamified it because, yes, I usually make things up on the fly. Zoe tolerates it, and then we run back to Kaylee. /Jeff /Nate and get permission. So we've got something really cool for you. We're doing a contest in the coming days. Well, it's happening right now, actually. Everyone's in. It doesn't matter when you signed up for first step of Bold. It doesn't matter when you signed up for full Bold. And I'm picking on Ryan Haskell. She was smart enough to sign up for full Bold immediatamente. That is Spanish for before you did. Here he is. Stand by. All right. Hey, buddy, I've got to switch some stuff here. We're going to move some stuff around real quick, which I know you completely appreciate. We're going to go here. I'm going to put your face in here. Then I got to make sure it doesn't say Zoe Kirkpatrick. We're very busy. Just talking about Bold, Jason. Did you hear about what we're doing for the contest for Bold?
No.
Yeah. Well, you're making my point, so we're going to talk about it this morning. There's going to be an awesome opportunity to you don't have to be at the event tomorrow to win or to even be involved. All you have to do is sign up for First Step and or Full Bold, or have already signed up for First Step and or Full Bold.
Okay.
It's not bad, and I'll tell you all about it to say. And we named it, you'll love the marketing department, which is a party of 2, came up with this one. And Zoe didn't overtly roll her eyes, so I knew it was a hit. We're calling it the Remarkable Bold.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, stay tuned. So I'm going to make sure yours actually says your name.
Are we live right now?
Oh, we 1,000% are. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I
We're
saw
just having a
four
conversation.
watches.
We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. We've already talked about the fact that it's Wednesday, October 5th, Jason. We've talked about the fact that we're 90 days out from January 3rd. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. So we're talking about the schedule. Of course, you're in town to teach your class. You've got new construction in Portsmouth at 12:30. That is a 120-minute class, sir? Ish,
yeah.
Ish. And it's in person only. In person only.
Yes.
So because it was delivered yesterday in Meredith. So it's always getting delivered around the universe, and today it's in Portsmouth. So you've got a chance to come in and be in the room for contracts at 9 for Massachusetts, Maine, and then New Hampshire at 10 and 11. And again, those are getting beamed in. I believe Massachusetts will be Alice, and she will be live from the York studios, I believe. So, meaning her house.
Yep.
But you'll be able to watch her on the big screen. And then I do believe, where's Maine taking place from? Is Hamilton doing that from her house? Is that...
Hamilton, yeah, Hamilton typically does it from the Dover office. She's driving that this week. I did it last week. Karen was on vacation, and Jen or I will be doing New Hampshire. It's funny because Jen's actually building furniture right now. So, like, I'm doing brokerage stuff. She's building furniture, which it should be. Jay builds the furniture.
1,000%
Bash
the other way
handles
around.
brokerage.
Yeah. I love it.
But hey, it is what it is. She's like,
it.
I want to give it a shot. So I was like, okay.
Well, and she's moving out of the project. If you haven't connected the dots, we're in the midst of getting everything set up at the new North Conway office, which is in a supreme location closer to downtown. We always loved our view up by the Vista Center across from Mount Washington. That was a beautiful location, and it served us very well. We found a location across from the Eastern Slope Inn. It is the new North Conway spot. It is the former observatory building. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the former observatory building. So we are, once again, it almost feels like Nate does it on purpose. Once again, connected to a Citizens Bank.
Yep.
Good for the staff, good for your escrow checks and all that kind of stuff. And there's also a training space that we ultimately share with. I'm using friendly share. It's really controlled by the hospital, although they're going to allow us to use it. And I've yet to get my confirmation that we're good for our November date, because we're going to be there for Business Planning Clinic in November. More details on that.
Yeah.
But again, 3 sets of contracts coming your way, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock from Massachusetts, Maine, and New Hampshire. Keller TV for all of that. And then in person in Portsmouth, 12:30 to about 2:29:59. And if you're heading in for the in-person, or you're coming in for the whole thing, but definitely the in-person, you should probably text 603-234-2589 and see if Dr. Westcott might need a coffee, maybe a sandwich. Who knows? Who knows if he needs a snack? Because that's a big boy class that you'll be sitting in. So if you're bringing yourself a snack, see if Westcott needs a snack. I love you, buddy. I'm taking care of you.
I'll be
making sure you get your PB&J.
I'm coming to the training room. I'm heading to Portsmouth right now. I had to grab some stuff from the Dover office, but I'm heading to Portsmouth now, and I'm going to set up the TVs and stuff because my class is right after the contract stuff. So I'll have the contract classes going in the training room for anybody that wants to jump in there and sit in there and hear them live. I'll be in there.
Perfect. So let's talk about the rest of the week. Now tomorrow, I'll be in Wells. It's a Thursday. That's when I travel around and we do our town hall style masterminds. I'll be in Wells for 9 o'clock. And a new thing, we were on a national call for a little bit at 11 o'clock, Zoe and myself. And that has run its course. So I am moving Thursday masterminds back to 11 o'clock. If you're a Wiley veteran, they were always at 11. And I was only moving them to 12 because I had a commitment to this other conversation at 11. Now we are going to be 11 o'clock when we rotate around. So the next time I'm in North Conway, the next time I am in Meredith or wherever we might travel, those are always going to be 11. So tomorrow it is 9 o'clock Wells. Jump in the car, drive to York, 11 o'clock York. And then in the afternoon, don't forget, from 3 to 6 p.m., Lobster on the Rough, which this always fascinates Sean Cody and Pedro. I've never been to Lobster on the Rough.
Really?
No. Yeah, you would have thought with all the years of tomfoolery with my former career
I would have thought that was
a
radio station days hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Didn't really end up there for sure. But so I'll be there tomorrow. So that's tomorrow, 3 to 6. Again, I have a little bit of an engagement that I have to wrap up at 4 o'clock. I'll be heading from the Old York office, which affectionately Zoe wrote Old York office in the news. I'll be heading over. I'll be there at about 4:12 if the cops aren't looking. And then you can join us for that. So what is this? It's the fall kickback party. We want you guys to come hang out, kick back with each other. There's going to be food and beverage brought to you by all of our friends. What do I mean when I say that? I'm talking about the newly minted Bradley Kelly and Movement Mortgage, our friends at 4 Points, our friends at UPM, and our friend down the hallway, Ryan Collins, with HBL Insurance. So all of our big dog Allied Resources are putting this party on for you guys, and ultimately this was at the request of Nathan W. Dickey. So please join us for that. Now, I don't know to what extent there's an opportunity to toss on your mauve hard hat and march through the building. Although, if you haven't connected the dots, Lobster in the Rough is right in our new backyard of the New York office. I'm trying to say it slowly so people don't get confused. Not Manhattan. So if you haven't been there yet, it is, I believe I heard the address for the first time yesterday. It's 1000 US Route 1 in York. And it's, if you've been to Lobster in the Rough, you're going to see it on your left-hand side before you get to Lobster in the Rough. It's absorbing most of the old parking lot. Yeah, so
it's big.
We made friends as soon as we moved in. We'll take all of this, and we're going to drop a huge building there. So, yeah, it's a really beautiful space. Downstairs is all agent space. I do believe there are 3 residential opportunities upstairs. And there are obviously some vendor areas. I know movement's taking space there. There is an attorney who's taking space there, not Dr. Hyde. And then the left-hand side of it is where Troy and his team will be. There's a little annex on the left-hand side, which will be Troy and his team's suite, which is pretty cool. It's a gorgeous building. I don't know to what extent you'll be able to roam through the whole thing, although I believe there's an opportunity you'll at least be able to maybe poke your head in. So I don't want to make too many promises because I don't know where it stands. And after North Carolina gets wrapped up, then we get to the finishes on that, and then you guys will be moving into that space. I'm gonna say Q5 because I don't have any dates in front of me, so it's gonna be Q4, but I'm gonna say Q5. Anyway, so all that's going on now. Tomorrow at Lobster on the Rough, amidst the food and frivolity and cocktinis, is an opportunity to get in on the Remarkable contest. So 2 ways to win, and you ultimately don't have to spend any money to win, but they're pretty cool. And again, I invented this, and then I asked Kaylee for forgiveness, and she said sure. And we also have a sponsor for the Remarkable. So what is Remarkable? So there's a really cool tablet. If you guys aren't familiar, a lot of people use their iPads, and I appreciate that. The Remarkable, this is the Remarkable 2. This is the exact setup that we're going to give away because if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. So it's a little magnetic casing on it. Then you've got your actual tablet inside, and it comes with we're going to get the Super Pen, which is the one that actually erases. You can carry around every note you've ever taken forever. You can download documents, Jason. I don't know if you know that. So if you had accoutrement for your class today and you sent it out to the kids could download it and make notes on top of the PDF. And then you can also push stuff out through email, and you can also push stuff to a Google Drive or wherever you store all your wonderful notes for all your Wicked Smart knowledge. That is a retail price of $527 for that setup. And our dear friend, one of our ancillary allied resources who's been around forever and has a huge heart, Leah Jensen from New England Pickers, can't help herself, loves staying involved, and she decided to raise her hand and say she wants in. So our dear friend Leah Jensen from New England Pickers. Now, if you don't have any experience with Leah Jensen, Jason, how many times have you used her when you were selling?
4 or 5 times, easy.
Yeah, she comes to our house. We have a shed in our yard that we only use ultimately to put stuff in after Christmas. All the boxes go in there, and then her and her crew come out and just sort of empty it. It's like a it's not in the greatest shape, but it's not burnable yet. So it's like a picturesque dumpster, right? We can just sort of put stuff in it, and then she'll come out and she'll take all the stuff away, and then she removes stuff. Now, the other part of her business, so you understand, and she can tell you more about it when you reach out to her. She also does consignment. So she has a storefront with her company. So she's either going to take stuff out of your client's property or out of your property. So she'll do removal, and she'll also take stuff like if somebody, let's say maybe a guy named Tom and a girl named Giselle get divorced, and maybe they just go split skis on a house, and there's a ton of stuff left behind. Maybe, right? And obviously there's going to be legalities tied to this, but she could take that and consign it for them and then get them the cash afterwards, because I'm sure Tom and Giselle will need the cash afterwards. So she does that kind of stuff. She saved our asses once in Dover. Probably told this story 50,000 times, and it's worth telling. We get to the walkthrough, and we open the door, and it was a less than amicable divorce. So there was just, she went and got her stuff, he went and got his stuff, and nobody even tried to do broom swept, if you know what I'm talking about, Jason. So it looked like a haunted house. And when we viewed it when it was still furnished, I mean, they were pulling their stuff out because they were getting a divorce. But when we viewed it when it's furnished, it looked great. It's like they made a mess. They brought dirt in from outside. So our young couple, the bride's crying, the groom's looking at me, and he's looking down at me. He's like 7'2". He's like, you got to fix this. He didn't say anything, but he's just shooting me the daggers. I'm like, I'm going to get killed today. So we went and did all the paperwork. We got Leah on the horn. Leah and her mom, while her crew emptied everything, Jason, Leah and her mom pine salt You know, that's that super clean smell when you walk in and you can smell clean.
Smells like nanas.
Yeah, yeah, and yes, and that's why I appreciate that, because I'm an octogenarian. Nothing against people that are anti-chemical and all that kind of stuff, but when somebody comes to clean your house, I want it to smell like somebody just hot hosed my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're like, oh, no, there'll be no chemical smell. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to hire you then. So,
right. I want Clorox and Pine Sol.
Yeah,
1000%.
I have 2 young boys. I want all the germs dead. So we went and we closed. Also at the walkthrough, the other agent, Newington, Weichert, God bless her. You know who I'm talking about. She got stung by a bee. She's off to the hospital. Fred stays with us. She goes off to the hospital. And then we go to the closing. So much activity going on. And then we took them to the longest. All the signing was done. Dr. Hyde, all the signing was done. We took them to the longest liquid lunch we could. And then we got the text, house is ready. And we came back and ding, it was fine. And they were selling after the fact. So they did not need, there was no truck waiting in the driveway idling. Leah Jensen and her team at New England Pickers are a godsend. And she's also sponsoring the Remarkable we're giving away. Now, Tim, how do I win? I'm so glad you asked. So if you sign up for, just register, and it's G-O, there's been confusion around this, and I apologize, G-O-T-O-B-O-L-D, gotobold.com. Because I say that and people are like, I went to bold.com. No, go to bold.com. Gotobold. You have to use the URL that is gotobold.com. When you get there, Zoe, in her genius, has mapped everything out. There's links for the next 2 Friday bonus calls, Jason, and then there's a link, and it clearly says registration required, but it's not a paid registration. Thursday the 18th, we just made up a word. Thursday, October 13th, there is a training going on. It's ultimately, step 1, it is sponsored, read free. You have the chance to sit in a full day of training with Todd Smith and then make your final decision if you're going to advance forward. Now, would you be shocked, Jason, if I told you that all you have to do is register for First Step and attend First Step to be in for this?
Wow.
Yeah, you're thinking, oh no, the Remarkable must be like you have to go and sign up for the whole thing. Nope. Someone who
free day of training, and you can win a $500 piece of equipment.
Yep. Yes, you heard it here first. Yep. So Thank you to Leah Jensen. Thank you to Kaylee for not punching me in the neck when I came up with this idea. All the things. That being said, you're going to sign up for First Step. You're going to attend First Step, and Zoe will have the Remarkable setup with her, and she's going to keep an eye on who showed up on time and who's still in the room. She might not hold you all the way to the end of the day. I believe First Step runs 9 to 2:30. It's not a really long time to be there. And if you're smart enough, and you are, if you're smart enough to hop online and GOTOBOLD and register for that right now, 9 to 2:30 is going to feel like a drop in the bucket because Todd Smith is phenomenal. You get to meet him Friday at 1:30, next Friday at 1:30, and then take it from there. So I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, you need to jump in, sign up for that, and have a chance to win that. Now, what could the grand prize be? What would be better than that? And that's pretty cool, don't get me wrong. We've decided what we're going to do is there'll be another level. So anyone that signs up for First Step has a shot at that. And anyone who signs up for the whole thing. So Ryan Haskell's in for the whole thing because she was our first person to sign up for the whole thing. And you can win both. So that's on the line next Thursday. Zoe will have that in her bag. Now, when you go to the entirety of Bold for $7.99, Jason, which we know on average 11 pieces of business are put together. You're going to sign a combination of buyers, sellers, and under contracts at about 11 at our average, Jason, which based on our new numbers, we're actually at 451. So the math changed a little bit, but we've been about 410 and 2.5. That's a $10,000 GCI check, 10,250 to be exact, times 11. You're going to get your money back through your own efforts. You're actually going to get your money back because we reimburse after graduation. You guys graduate December 8th. Between December 8th and June 8th, When you close your first 4 deals, we reimburse you $200, $200, $200, $199. Then beyond that, Jason, anyone who signs up, pays, attends, graduates, and closes their 4 deals is going to have an opportunity to win a $1,000 reduction off their 2023 cap.
Oh my God.
So you have to ask yourself, why wouldn't you? Unless, by all means, you feel that you have enough listings right now. Unless you feel you have, like TD Bank called yesterday, such a pesky phone call. Hi, Mr. Westcott. Just wanted to check in. There's too much money and we don't have any more room for your finances. Like, nobody has too many listings. Nobody has too much money. And I know when I say that, it sounds callous. I'm talking about what you would do in your heart of hearts to be philanthropic. Like, do you want to create enough success and opportunity and wealth that we can take care of ourselves? We can support our businesses. We have 6 months reserves, personal and business, maybe a year. And then above and beyond that, you could send a check to puppiesforpuppies.com. Or maybe next year, and this will happen in our market center before next Thursday, somebody knocks on my door and says, I want to sponsor a kid to go next week. Because there's somebody in our market center who might not be able to scrape it together, and they need the help of this class, and I'm happy to sponsor them. That'll happen. We've seen it happen all the time, Jason.
Yeah, it's happened for me back at one of my bolds.
So that is the Remarkable contest. The easiest thing you can do. Don't worry about all the things you could win. Don't worry about all the rules. I'm telling you right now, if you go to First Step, you get a chance at a Remarkable too.
So, a recap, Tim.
Yeah.
I go to bold.
Yes, sir.
Let me see if I got this straight.
You
could win a
probably
Remarkable.
don't, but we'll straighten it out for you, buddy. Go ahead.
So, if I go to bold, I do the whole thing.
Yeah.
I go to bold. I could win a Remarkable. Yep. Nathan's going to pay me back.
Next Thursday, one of our kids from 463 is leaving First Step with a Remarkable. And this is the latest Remarkable. This is the 2.0. Did I tell you my marketing scheme for Remarkable 3? I want to call it Remarkable. I keep calling and they keep hanging up. And Zoe's horrified. But anyway, keep going. It's Remarkable.
So
I think it's
win
great.
A Remarkable.
Yeah.
I'm going to get paid back. If I do less than average, I'm going to do 8 deals.
Yep.
So I'm going to make 80 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan's going to give me my money back for bold and possibly give me $1,000 off my cap.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Where were these deals back when I was in production?
Yeah. Well, said with love, buddy. Well, no, actually, I guess you were in production while I was coach, but I don't know.
It's just a phenomenal deal.
And I'm not. I was about to reveal pronouns. I'm going to go right down the middle. Listen, the productivity coach before myself, they were phenomenal. They weren't as cool as your current crew. That's all.
This is true.
We want to gamify things
coach.
as much as possible. We want to gamify things as much as possible. I question myself sometimes, like, are we outside of the value of the class that we know is very real because we're already reimbursing you? What more can we do? And I don't want to walk away from Bold and say we didn't get everyone in the room that could have been in the room because we didn't create a big enough attraction point. So I think if all in, like MSRP, almost $1,600 beyond the $800 back. I mean, that's really where it works out, which is sort of funny. You have a chance to get your money back through reimbursement from your deals, and someone could score the cap and score the Remarkable, and that's 2x back on top of your investment because your reimbursement is your break-even point, right? When I was first explaining it to Kaylee, she goes, so everyone who graduates? No. One person. So,
well, the thing with, I'm a 9-time Bold graduate, and I will tell you that it's probably one of the best classes I've ever taken. I used to always say to people, the best class I take, for hands down, when I was in production, was contracts class with Nate.
Yep.
After that would have been business planning clinic with you, and then after that's Bold. I think Bold's going to make me do the business. Contracts gets me obviously doing it the correct way, and Yours is teaching me how to use my money. So, I mean, the stuff that's going on right now is a real estate team. It is how to do real estate, from selling it to running a business to, scripting and everything else that we always constantly talk about, plus the contract stuff. So right now in the fall season coming into, 2023, this is the time. I will tell you that Bold has been one of my favorite classes. I know we talk about Melissa taking it 27 times, and she will take this one, guaranteed.
Yep.
It's new every time. The teacher brings it at a different level every time. They bring up they're passionate about different projects within Bold. So you do learn different stuff, and the networking is going to be great. Going up to Portland, I've taken Portland Bold twice, and both times I've gotten at least 3 or 4 referrals out of each. So just the referral bases have paid for all of my Bolds, never mind just the one, and never mind the fact that Nathan's paid me back.
Yep.
So just that, never mind the other pieces of business, plus the knowledge that led me into the role that I have today. You got to be learning based. And this is one of our best classes. If you take
the 9, I apologize. If you take the 7 sessions starting next Thursday, 7 sessions, there'll be a break on the 20th. There's always a break between session 1 and session 2. There'll be a break on the 20th. There'll be a break at Chicken Giving. There'll be 7 in-classroom learning experiences from 9 to 2:30. Those days, multiplied by 7, is 38 and a half hours of MAPS coaching. You have to understand, Todd Smith as a MAPS coach and as a Bold coach is also a MAPS coach. MAPS coaching calls at the mastery level, at every level actually, there's just more frequency at the mastery level. When you guys get to 75,000 in GCI, the conversation around breakthrough coaching with MAPS is on the table. It's a call every other week. Mastery is when you get to 150 in GCI. That's a call every week. MAPS coaching calls are $250 a week. And those are 30-minute calls. All the bang for your buck is in your $800, which we know works, which we know puts 11 deals in process for you, which you are going to get reimbursed for on the first 4 after graduation. Because Nathan believes in this, because we all believe in this. Westcott believes in this. I believe in this. Everyone on our staff. All 22 people on our staff understand the power of Bold. And there's no, I got to go grab this piece of paper and then hand it to somebody and get it stamped. GOTOBOLD. The link is right there. Zoe has mapped it out phenomenally. There's an opportunity Friday at 1:30 to be in a bonus session. And then starting next Thursday with step 1 in Greater Portland. After that, steps 2 through 7 will take place in Saco at People's Choice Credit Union. And it's in the room upstairs. If you're a Wiley veteran, you've been there before. It's an awesome space. Todd Smith is phenomenal. And you're wondering, I don't know what he's like. Find out Friday at 1:30. The link is in that link. GOTOBOLD. Can't stress it enough. And when you have all your deals coming in, you're like, oh my God, the frickin' paperwork. Stop worrying about the paperwork and leverage it, which we'll talk about in Business Planning Clinic. Leads, listings, leverage. You can leverage it over to our friend Jason Houle. He is at fulcrumts.com, fulcrumts.com, and you can take that off your plate for $325 a side. If you need Jason, he's in class all day. If you want to bring Jason coffee or snacks, you can text him politely and understand he's busy, 603-234-2589. If you have a question about the stuff or a question about his snacks, you can reach him there. And then if you need my face, it is meetwithcoach.com. or 603-834-2856. We are so proud to be in business with you. We're just asking you guys to lean in. Be a part of all this winning. Be a part of all this gamification. Be a part of all this production that's going to take place. Our market center is going to be en fuego. That is Spanish for pretty hot. And you can be a part of that. You can either see pictures and hear stories, or you can be in the pictures and tell your story and prove that this works to the generation coming up behind you. Some kids joining our market center today, so you're no longer new. You are growing, and they're looking to you. Whether we're leading or not leading, we're leading. Mm-hmm. And leadership exists when we leave the room. So as we leave the room today, what are you going to do to lead the agent behind you? And who are you going to reach out to in front of you to ask for help? Because we're all here to help. We'll see you in and around the Market Center. Contracts is underway right now. KellerTV.com. Jason's in Portsmouth for new construction. And we'll see you tomorrow. Lobster on the Rough starts at 3. Thank you, Jason.
See you, Tim.